Oh, YouTube, it's William. Um, had a conversation, if you will. Well, first of all, first day back in the shop. Oh, it felt good. Got about 4 hours in before I had to stop and rest my back. So, man, I tell you what, that is progress. Got handles on two knives ready to. They're curing right now before I start shaping, and I got a handle cut out for another knife. I got to pick up some more glue tomorrow, so that, or epoxy tomorrow, so I can go ahead and epoxy that handle on. So progress. Um, I'm back in the shop, so taking it a little bit slow, but at least we're starting to knock some knives out. So good news, fantastic news. So anyway, over the past, I guess it was yesterday or maybe it was the day before, I'm not sure, but Cold Steel made a comment on one of my videos, the modular bug out system, and made some comments, and talking back and forth with him got me to thinking about this bug out thing again, and just to backtrack and voice my philosophy on bug out. To me, bug out is you're leaving your home and you're going somewhere to live permanently. You're not coming back. You're going to the wilderness and staying, or you're going on a long trip, walking or conveyance of some type to your selected area of survival, if you will. Because the only reason in my mind that you would bug out and leave your home is in a life or death situation. In other words, I cannot provide for my family here, or if I stay in this location, somebody is going to get killed because I cannot protect my family here. Those are the only reasons why you would leave. Either you can't find food, or there's imminent danger from whatever. There's poison in the air, or there's some reason that if you stay where you're at, you're going to die. Okay? So that would be the only reason why I would bug out. It could be gangs, it could be chemicals, it could be natural disasters, it could be a lot of things. Okay? But if you stay where you're at, there's imminent death. So you bug out. Alright? Now, my bug out scenario is different from your bug out scenario. My bug out scenario, and I'll put links of my bug out system that I did a video on here. I guess it's been almost a year ago now. And these things is always evolving. Your kit is according to your skill level. And your skill level should be increasing and evolving on a daily basis, really. So your bug out kit may change on a daily basis. But for me, if I was to ever leave my home, my bug out location is a national forest. Okay, I have a vast amount of national forest. We're talking thousands upon thousands upon thousands of acres. So, in my mind, I'll be living in the wilderness. So my bug out system may be different from yours. I'm having to provide for all 4 seasons, for shelter, clothing, until I can get established, and perhaps have to make my own clothing from leather and skins and things like that, if it came down to that. So one of the things that Cold Steel was trying to do, and I'm not knocking him, I mean, he brought up some valid points. One was, you know, that pack is 60 pounds and you're overweight, how are you going to be able to carry it? Valid point. If you're not healthy enough to do it, then, you know, that's another thing, you need to get into shape. But my argument is, have to is different than wanting to. If you had to do it, then you could probably do it maybe a little bit at a time till you got in shape. Unless you had a mechanical injury like me, I have a back injury. So I would be probably in a bad situation to begin with. But again, I'm going by boat, so I'm not carrying that weight. So different situation for me. And if I can't use a motor, I have a canoe, so I have an alternate boat. So anyway, I'm not carrying that weight. But again, he was comparing, and again, I'm not knocking Cold Steel. I mean, he has a scenario, and he's planned for it, and I think that it's wonderful that he has planned for this scenario and is actually taking steps to accommodate that should the need arise. I applaud him for that. But he was comparing his get-home bag to my bug-out bag, and to me, that's comparing apples and oranges. I also have a get-home bag that I keep in the truck. Difference is that bag only weighs maybe 15 pounds, but I'm not providing for all 4 seasons in that bag. I have just a lot of it is just a one-use item. It may be plastic ponchos, it may be disposable things that really doesn't matter. It's just going to get me a few days walking back from town to get home. The difference is that's only a 3-day bag, whereas a bug out bag is 365 days out of the year. Okay, that's the difference. So in a get home bag, you can have disposable stuff. It could be a lot lighter. It could be a 15 or 20 pound pack. But when you're talking long term, as in months, as in multiple seasons, then it is almost impossible to get that bag. And my bag is about 55 to 60 pounds, which is very light in my opinion for a bug out bag, because you're going to have ways of procuring meat, food resources. You're going to have ammunition for protection. You're going to have just several different things. And if you'll view my video on my bug out modular system, you'll see that I have provided very well for catching game. I have traps, I have a bow, I have a lot of things that if the need arose, would I need it? No, I could probably make some of those things. But again, I would rather have it and then have to discard it because of weight issues than not have it and could be able to use it. Does that make sense? So anyway, I think that the main thing is that it's terminology. When I'm, and also area, what is your plan? All of this plays a role into what your quote-unquote bug-out bag should be. And again, that is a last resort in my opinion. Now, get-home bags, I think everyone should have one of those. Should have it in the car. If there's a storm, your car gets in a ditch, you get it caught in a snowstorm or something, and you have to vacate that vehicle, then you should have a bag that's going to provide for you, provide warmth, shelter, those type of things until you can get to the house or until you can get rescued. Everyone should have a get-home bag. But bug-out bag is a totally different issue. You may live in a secluded part of the world to where you don't need to leave. There's no way anyone's going to come to you unless there's chemical warfare and our radiation that's coming in and you got to get out before the radiation comes in. But that would be, I guess that's possible. So, but as far as a bug out bag, everyone's bug out bag is different. It's according to your area. It's according to what your plan is. Maybe your bug out is walking 10 miles to another location that you've already had set up. You already have food stored there. I mean, that's one scenario. So your bug out will be different than mine. You may be able to get away with a 10 to 15 pound pack. But if you're going to live out in the wilderness and live off the land, then you're going to probably need 60 plus pounds of gear. And that's gear that's going to be long term. You're going to need a 4-season sleep system. You're going to need a tarp that is something a little bit more durable than steel, nylon, or plastic. You're going to need traps. You're going to need ways to procure food. Study materials. I mean, do you have all the knowledge about medicinal plants, or should you take those things with you just so that you can brush up on them until you're very familiar with it? So there's a lot of different scenarios, and I want to thank Cold Steel for actually getting me to think about this process again and get this video done. But you didn't offend me, Cold Steel. I was trying to explain what I'm explaining here, okay? And I probably didn't do that very well, but I'm trying to here. We were comparing apples and oranges in my mind. Your scenario is different than my scenario. One thing you said that I had too many knives. I make knives for a living, so I don't think that's possible of having too many knives. But if it came down to it, yes. One decent knife or 2 decent knives would work. That would be fine. But my planning stages, I will have multiple knives. I would have at least what was in that video, maybe more. And that's just because I have them, and I like knives. That's just me. So anyway, but those are my thoughts on bug out again, and this is kind of a bug out versus get home. There is a difference in my mind. There's a big difference in my mind. One is you can use disposable gear. The other one, you need long-term gear. And I'm talking not weeks, I'm talking about months. I'm talking about possibly 6 months plus. A possibility of a year. Okay? So I hope this made sense. Hope you guys got a little bit from this. And you guys get out in the backyard, go whittle on a stick. Be sure that you have a plan. Let your family know what that plan is. Sit down, talk about it. Go through different scenarios. I mean, you can't plan for every scenario, but at least go through some so that everyone knows what the plan is. Where's the meeting point? Who is carrying what? Where are the bags at? What's in the bags? How do you use the equipment in the bags? That's another point. K-Bar User here on YouTube a few months ago did a prep for the preps, which I thought was a fantastic series that he did. And it's basically, he was saying that the family should actually try their bug out systems, and I think we all should. Take your bug out bag and go play the game as if you were bugging out. Don't put your life at risk. Have a backup plan. Tell people where you're going, things like that. But use your kit. Make sure it works the way you plan for it to work. And that's what I did last year. Was I took my kit out, and there's some changes that I talked about in the last part of that series of the bag that I would make. I would take more of one thing and less of another thing, and vice versa. But the only way that we can truly understand if our kit works is if we try it. We can watch all the videos we want. We can go out and think about this in our mind, play it in our mind, but until you actually put your feet and knees in the dirt and fingers in the dirt with that kit, you don't know how that kit's going to perform for you. Try it in the rain. Try it in the snow. Try it in adverse conditions. See if it's going to work. Okay? And if you do, take plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. Lots of knives. You can never have too many knives. So we'll catch you guys again soon. Have a good one.